Hey everyone, what is going on? So welcome to another Go Battle League video, and I just wanted to apologize for a moment. I haven't really been responding to comments much lately. I started a new job, so basically I'm still getting out daily content, but I really haven't had time to respond to every comment. I still read them, I still look at them, and some of them I do respond to, so I did want to apologize for that first and foremost. And the next thing is, we're using the same team that I used in my last Go Battle League video, Haunter, Mantine, and Toxicroak. I feel like this is a good anti-meta team. My Haunter, I did switch it up. I don't have Sludge Bomb on it anymore. I like the bluffing with Shadow Punch. So I do have Shadow Punch and Shadow Ball. Now, which I believe is a standard moveset. So yeah, as I said, it's basically my anti-meta team. Toxicroak does so much damage and so much work against other Pokemon that you see often. For example, this is Alolan Raichu. But aside from that, it also does a lot to Registeel. It does well against grass types because of Sludge Bomb. It is a squishy Pokemon, but it's still really good. It also works well against Azumarill. The only thing it's really not good against is Altaria, but we have the Mantine with Ice Beam for that. And my team is super weak to Confusion, so we're not going to win this one. If you face a Confusion user, you're probably not going to win. We came closer than I thought, but yeah, we did go ahead and take the loss in the first round, but that's okay. So let's jump into the next match. This is actually not a favorable matchup for us. We have to watch out for those Dark Pulses, don't we? So I do pull the switch into my Toxicroak. He does switch into Venusaur, and I'm okay with this because I'm going to go straight for that Sludge Bomb. I had considered bluffing there, but I decided not to because Venusaur still could have lived a Sludge Bomb, so they may have thought, well, okay, my Venusaur can still live a Sludge Bomb, so just in case it's the bait, I'm not going to shield. So I didn't want to go ahead and go for the bait. I'm going to go for another Sludge Bomb. He does take that, and that one will knock out the Venusaur. So he brings in his Alolan Muck. Totally fine with me. I do bring in my Mantine. Now this could be Dark Pulse, this could be Acid Spray. It is a Dark Pulse. It could have been, I guess, Gunk Shot. It has Sludge Wave, right? So it could be a bunch of things. So I do switch into my Haunter. Now Haunter is a squishy Pokemon. As much as I like using it, it's really squishy. So I am going to go ahead and shield that one up. We do get to the Shadow Ball, and I believe this one is a bluff. This is a Shadow Punch. Yes, it is. So we do go for the Shadow Punch. We don't get the shield, which is unfortunate, but because he uses energy, I was hoping that I would be able to farm down with Shadow Claw. Now, Melmetal is squishy, so yeah, we can. We just about got him down before he was able to hit us, so that was really good on our end. I am going to go ahead and go for the Shadow Punch, assuming that my opponent would shield as he does. I didn't feel comfortable in going for the Shadow Ball. I didn't think I could reach it in time. Maybe I could have. So I just go for my Shadow Punch, switch into Mantine, go for the Bubble. That's all she wrote. We're going to be able to take this game. Actually, he survives and he does get off a charge move. But we should be able to live this because we lowered his attack. And even if we lost, a Shadow Claw should have been able to knock out at that range. So very well played on my opponent's end. Very good game. So yeah, we have 10 battles in this video, so 2 sets, and yeah, we went 4-1 in each of them, so doing pretty well with this team. Ultimately, I do like it. We're going to be changing to Ultra League. This is probably my last Great League, a Go Battle League video, because we are switching over to the Ultra League, at least until it rotates back into the Great League eventually, which I guess will happen. But so let's see, we go for the Shadow Ball. He does go ahead and shield that, so nice shield on his end. I was hoping to take that Registeel out. We're going to go ahead, and I believe I go for another Shadow Ball. Let's see. No, I go for the Shadow Punch. So I do go for the bait there, but it's not so much bait because at that range it still would have done a decent amount of damage, and we might have been able to farm down with Shadow Punches. So I'm just going to go for another Shadow Punch right now. Farm down with Shadow Claw, excuse me. And it doesn't really do great damage trying to farm him down. We are able to do so, so we do win that matchup. It took both of our shields, but we also took both of his, so I'm okay with that. I don't mind trading both shields early on, and now it's basically whoever can get to the charge moves, who has the better lineup in the back. So Haunter does that to you, right? It does take a lot of shields. A good counter to Haunter would be like Sableye. It would be Alolan Muck, which we've seen in the previous battle. Obviously, any Confusion user is going to destroy Toxicroak and Haunter. So this team is not unbeatable, not by any means, but I have been doing really well with it. I haven't recorded every battle video because that would have been like a lot of battles, but I've been recording them here and there. I am going to go ahead and go for my Sludge Bomb, and that's going to do a good amount of damage. Then we get off the Mud Bomb, so I was hoping this would be enough to take out the Venusaur. It's neutral damage. We do have a high attack. It does take it out, and we do go ahead and win that one. So, yeah, Toxicroak can do a lot because of its high attack. It is squishy, though, as I've mentioned, but it is a good Pokemon. If I do switch this team, if I did remove something, it would probably be the Mantine, but I still like Mantine, so I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Also, if you want to talk about Ultra League, you could definitely do that in the comments down below. I want to hear your opinions on the Ultra League, what else you have to say, what Pokemon you're excited to use. I'm excited to change things up because Open Great League, I did enjoy it, but it does get a little stale seeing the same Pokemon over and over and over again. So I do hope they implement like bans or restrictions or different rule sets similar to the Surf Arena, so we have a different kind of meta each time, each season. It would be a little bit more fresh, right? But at the end of the day, I do like Go Battle League, so I am really happy with how it's been going. So I'm going to go ahead and go for the Shadow Punch against this Meganium. I was hoping it would be enough. It is not enough, but we're able to farm him down. So a little bit better for me because I do charge up a little bit of extra energy. He brings in that Skarmory. You know, I do get to the Shadow Ball, but I didn't think I was going to make it. So I click on the Shadow Punch just as I get to the Shadow Ball. So I could have went for the Shadow Ball. Definitely a big mistake of mine, but I was too afraid. I made it, but then I clicked on the Shadow Punch thinking I wasn't going to make it. So it was just an instant reflex reaction. What can I say, right? So we lower his attack, which is good because we're going to take less damage from this incoming Sky Attack. Actually, it's a Flash Cannon. We do resist that. Sky Attack would have been the way to go, but that's okay. He is going to bring in a Zoomel, and I do go for my Sludge Bomb right now. Going to be doing a lot of damage. You guys know how high Toxicroak's attack stat is, so we're not going to be able to get to another Mud Bomb, but at the end of the day, that is okay. Should be enough to knock us out as it is. We still have that Mantine, so trying to get to Bubble Beam. I do successfully get to Bubble Beam, so I don't know, does this knock out the Zoomel? It actually does not. I didn't think it would, and because of that, we're going to have to take one more charge attack, but we lowered his attack. We're going to be able to take it. We still, I believe, could have taken that, but it would have been super close. I think we would have lost had we not lowered his attack because he did get a Sky Attack in that probably would have fainted at us. I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to say. But either way, that debuff in terms of attack may have helped us, but either way we do go ahead and win that, as I said. So very well played against my opponent, and we're going to go ahead and jump into the next one. It's Haunter versus Haunter, so let's see what happens. Is it going to be a simultaneous KO? So I do go for the Shadow Punch. He actually lets this go through, so he allows his Haunter to go down. If he had shielded that, he could have knocked us out first, but then he would have also given up a shield. I guess he didn't want to. I would have done that, but, you know, everybody plays differently. I'm not saying it was a bad play. You know, now he has both shields available, so he could use them against this incoming Sludge Bomb, right? So I am going to go ahead and shield this one up. I don't want to take any damage. Could have lived that Ice Beam. In fact, we would have, but I didn't want to. So I do charge up extra energy, and I go for the Mud Bomb bait, hoping that he takes it, hoping that he shields. He does, so we do call that one correctly. And look how much... Is that all from counter? Is that damage all from counter? I don't know. It might... I guess it is. Wow, that's how much we're doing. That's how strong Toxicroak is, guys. I've seen Toxicroak. I've faced it before. It's such a good Pokemon, especially like if they have an Altaria, it can't do well against Altaria, but it's such a good Pokemon. So he actually switches out, trying to catch the Sludge Bomb, but I was planning on going for Mud Bomb anyway, so that worked out for us that he brought in Registeel. So we actually get off another Mud Bomb against this Registeel. And let's see what happens. He is going to let that go. Well, he has to let it go through because he has no more shields. So, obviously, I have no more shields. I have to let this one go through. It's going to be an Ice Beam. It will be enough to knock us out. But we have a healthy Mantine. Hydro Pump it, and is just not going to do enough, right? Ice Beam is neutral. Play Rough is neutral. But we're lowering his attack. We're going to continue to lower it. Actually, I think I just go for Ice Beam next. Let's see what I go for. We don't have to worry about this Ice Beam because, as I said, we could take a few of them now that we lowered his attack. We could have taken it anyway, so that debuff definitely didn't matter, lowering that attack, but it's okay. It does help a lot, so we are going to be able to barely just knock out that Azumel and take that win. So very well played and very good games to all of my opponents. So as you can see, I did win 4 times in a row, losing to that Confusion. user, Jirachi, my worst nightmare, right? So we're going to jump into the next set of 5 games. I do lead with my Haunter against Swampert. So let's see, I am just going to try and charge up energy. I do go ahead and shield this. Now I am going to go for the Shadow Claw, or the Shadow Punch, excuse me, because I knew that Swampert is super squishy and the shield was most likely coming out, and even if it didn't, it would have been so low that we would have been able to feint it, or I may have feinted it outright. I'm actually not sure. Shadow Punch, no, it wouldn't have, because he took that. So it came really close though. So I am going to commit my last shield and then just farm down with Shadow Claws and gain a little bit of energy. So hopefully I could fire something off against whatever comes in. Going to be that Skarmory. So the same thing happens. I get to the Shadow Ball, but I immediately click on Shadow Punch because I was nervous I wouldn't get to the Shadow Ball. But it doesn't matter because he shielded it. So that's good for us. We're going to bring in Mantine, and he's going to go ahead and get off that Sky Attack. We're going to be able to take it, but it still does a decent amount of damage. I really want to lower his attack. I wish I lowered it before that Sky Attack, but that's okay. We're going to get off Bubble Beam right now. I love having Mantine in later on in the battles instead of like having it as a lead, because if you lower it when it's a lead, they can always switch out and remove that debuff. But if they're at the last Pokemon, if they're down to the last Pokemon, I know my opponent is not in this case, but if your opponent is down to the last Pokemon and you Bubble Beam it, they're stuck with that lower attack for the remainder of the game, right? For the battle. So that's always nice. And I love doing that, so Venusaur is going to be able to hit us with a Frenzy Plant, but we're going to be able to survive it. And we are going to be able to get the Sludge Bomb off. Hurry up, it's lagging a little bit. We do get it. I still thought, I thought he was going to win this one. Does he win it? I don't think he does. Yeah, so I get the Sludge Bomb, and then we feint him down. That Sludge Bomb did more than I thought. I kind of underestimate Toxicroak's power sometimes. I know it has such a good attack stat, but I sometimes underestimate it. But we do go ahead and win that. So for the next one, not a good matchup for me. He does lead Altaria. I hate running into Altarias against my Haunter, so I am going to immediately go for the Shadow Ball. And if he decides to not shield this, we're going to do a lot. He does not shield it. That was such a relief. I did not want him to shield that. Maybe he thought it was a bluff, but I wasn't going to bluff because just in case he didn't shield it like he didn't, and I wanted to get all that damage off. So I do get to the Shadow Punch, but unfortunately was not fast enough against the Swampert. So Swampert will feint me down. Really unfortunate. We might have been able to steal his shield. So I am going to go ahead and take this attack. If it's an Earthquake, that would be fantastic. It's a Hydro Cannon. That's also fantastic. Could have been a Sludge Wave. That would have been neutral to us. But because he went for Hydro Cannon, that tells me that he doesn't have Sludge Wave. So he's just going for Hydro Cannons, which obviously makes sense. I mean, if you have the Earthquake, you're not going to go for it against the Flying type. So the Hydro Cannons do make sense. And we're going to take another Hydro Cannon, but again, we could take it. Do I commit to the farm down? No, I do not. I think I was going to, but then I had clicked on the Bubble Beam. And he is just going to not go down, so I'm just going to feint him with another Bubble Beam. He still has 2 shields, even though he's down to his last Pokemon, and I want to get off this Bubble Beam because I want to lower his attack permanently for the rest of the game, which is really good for us. Going to switch into that Toxicroak. I do have to watch out. He still has 2 shields, guys. We're going to go for the Mud Bomb. Obviously, these are going to be shielded. He has to shield it, otherwise he would lose. So we're just continuing to try and get to another one. He does go for a charge move. His attack is lowered. I am going to go ahead and shield this because I don't want to take any attacks. I am going to go for a Mud Bomb. This will take his last shield. I was pretty sure he could get to one more charge attack, and I was hoping I could feint him. I can't. If this is a Hydro Pump, I'm pretty sure it would still knock me out. It's going to be a Thunderbolt, and we survive it thanks to that attack debuff. That attack debuff 100% mattered. There's no doubt in my mind. So we're going to get to another Mud Bomb and feint the Lantern and take that win, but very close game and very well played. I do think Lantern is really good in this cup as well. Well, not in this cup, it's not a cup, but in this Open Great League as well, especially with Spark, and obviously it threatens Mantine. So unfortunately we have another Altaria lead, so I'm just going to do the same strategy, hoping he doesn't shield. For my Shadow Ball, let's see. We get to Shadow Ball, couldn't click on it, a little bit of lag, so I'm going to go ahead and just shield it. I don't think it really mattered too much. So again, I can't click on it. Finally, we get to it. Getting off the Shadow Ball, and that Shadow Ball will be shielded, unfortunately, so a bait would have been nice in that situation. But unfortunately, I had the Shadow Claw. I was clicking on it. You guys saw it, but I just fell and I fainted. You could see this lag. I think I lose this one. I think this is the one I lose. I think I definitely lost this one because of lag. I'm not really too sure. But, you could see it's not my opponent's fault at all. I'm not blaming my opponent. It's a little bit annoying. I'm not going to lie to you guys. But I think the lag clears up. So I think things should be getting better, but we're still going to lose. But anyway, the Ice Beam goes unchecked against the Altaria, which is nice. But he brings in Lantern, which is not nice. So I'm going to bring in my Toxicroak. This isn't the same guy we faced the game before, is it? I don't think it is. I mean, he has a Lantern. I'm not really too sure. I don't think it is. I don't know. Maybe it is. I don't I don't know. So we get off the Mud Bomb. Trying to get to another one. Unfortunately, I couldn't. And he's going to use his energy, though, on my Toxicroak, which is good. But then my Mantine is just too weak. I could have gotten off a Bubble Beam and fainted it, I think. But we lost that one. So good game. Good game. So we're going to jump into my next round opponent. And this person actually tweeted me on Twitter saying, hey, good games. Which I do appreciate. If you do go ahead and see yourself in these battles, definitely tweet me or comment down below saying, hey, we battled. I definitely want to hear about it. So he does go ahead and fall for my bait, which is really good for me. This is a Water Gun variant, by the way. So I am going to go ahead and shield this Thunderbolt, and we do get to the Shadow Ball. So I am going to go ahead and go for the Shadow Ball right now. Since he used the shield, maybe he doesn't want to commit another one, but he does. So I am going to go ahead and pull the switch into my Toxicroak. He switches out into a Alolan Raichu. And you know what? I'm actually really happy about that because these Mud Bombs are super effective and Raichu is super squishy. So he will be able to get off what I think is going to be a Thunder Punch, but I will be able to shield it and just feint him down with counters. It is a Thunder Punch. So we do go ahead and feint that Alolan Raichu. And let's wait to see what comes in. It will be that Lantern, so I'm going to go ahead and go straight for that Mud Bomb. Don't want to take any chances. I don't want to try farming it down. Maybe I could have. Probably not. I don't know. So I'm actually trying to get to the Sludge Bomb. I didn't think I would make it, but we actually do make it. So this Sludge Bomb is going to do a lot of damage to that Venusaur. Not enough to knock it out. Then we bring in Haunter. Haunter's going to take this Frenzy Plant. Totally fine. I was either going to try and feint him down. Actually, that was a Sludge Bomb. Either try to feint him down with Haunter or just get knocked out and then bring in my next Pokemon and feint him down. So very good game. Thanks for contacting me on Twitter. I really do appreciate it. And hopefully we get paired up again so we could have another match. So for this next match, I totally win the lead. He's going to have to bail. I do have my Haunter versus Defense Deoxys. I'm going to go straight for the Shadow Punches. I'm not even going to charge up to a Shadow Ball. I just want to do whatever damage I can against this thing. He does go ahead and go for his charge move. Totally fine. I will shield it. And if he stays in, I'm going to be able to farm him down. So I do go ahead and farm that Deoxys down. So we are down a shield, but we have loaded energy, guys. We have loaded energy. So I do go for the bluff, assuming that he has to shield this. And he does shield it, so we do call that correctly. Saving the rest of my energy, I do bring in my Mantine. I was hoping to catch the Mud Bomb. Wasn't the case. Totally fine with me. I am going to go ahead and go for the Bubble Beam against this Skarmory, lowering its attack. So as you can see, his attack has been weakened, and he can't switch out because he had switched in Skarmory. So he can't switch out just yet. Going to go for that Sky Attack. Still doing a decent amount, but we're able to take it a lot better. I do go for Ice Beam right now. And this Ice Beam will also do a good amount of damage to Skarmory. I just want to chip it away. I'm not worried about my Mantine at this point. Mantine basically did its job, in my opinion, able to lower its attack. So I am going to bring in my Haunter, and I was trying to feint him down. We do successfully do it. He must have been at the Sky Attack. I go for a charge move. I'm not sure which one I go for. I think the Shadow Punch. Yeah, definitely go for the Shadow Punch. I figured that would take the shield, and I do go ahead and shield this one up. Would have knocked out my Haunter easily. And now we do have the Shadow Ball ready to go, and that's definitely going to knock out this Toxicroak because of how squishy Toxicroak is. And that's going to be it for this video, guys. We do go ahead and win another set 4-1, and I will see you in the next video. Have a good day. Bye. Thank you so much for checking out my latest video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to follow me on Twitter. If you like this video, check out one of my other videos that you'll probably enjoy.